Hello. Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Bible Study Girl podcast. This is Sarita, but you probably know me as Bible Study Girl. And manning our music, working on the ones and twos, is none other than the executive producer of this podcast. I said podcast, Bible Study Brother.
What's good, people? It's your boy Icarus Gray, also known as the aforementioned Bible Study Brother. Make sure you check me out over at Gray Area Anime, where I talk about anime. Still working on a tagline.
For Gray Area Anime, just
for my. Well, I have, but like a tagline transition.
Okay, gotcha.
That's all.
Before we start talking about our subject today,
yes,
let me tell you, I was talking to Bible Study Mama today. She came to my house to show me her and her dress because I don't know.
What dress?
She had to wear yellow to church today, so she bought a dress on Amazon, and she didn't like it, but I was like, I think it's cute. Like, I didn't see it on her. She just showed it to me. I was like, I think it's cute. And so after church, I think she felt cute, so she was like, I want you to see me in this cute dress. So anyway, while she was
laugh with me, people laugh with me.
But while she was there,
these laughs are so fake.
They are.
Like,
that's not how I laugh. Anyway, while she was there, we were talking about the fact that I really am very focused about this podcast being a platform for people to share their stories. And she was like, well, make sure you give people a chance to plug their stuff. I was like, you don't have to talk to me about that. That was just so weird. Like, where did this podcast mama come from? But
I don't know. Also, like, what time do we not? Like,
and that's what I was like. Do you? She was like, "Oh yeah, that's right. Gray Area Anime." I'm like, he's a professional.
Like,
he's a professional plugger.
Like, this ain't no like.
I don't think we would have somebody come on.
Just wait. When the sponsors start, child, listen. When people start sponsoring us, when we got people like, oh, it's gonna be a quick, and the promo code is BSGP. Girl, get out of here. And then when people come on, what you got?
Right.
Like,
I was like, I guess she felt like that's part of being a good mom. You want to be hospitable to your guests. Like, okay, thank you,
gosh.
Mama. Thank you.
Goodness.
She's been introduced to the world of podcasting. Bless her heart.
But you also got to know we're stepping into our gifts in a way that we've never stepped into our gifts before, in a way that she's probably prayed extensively about.
This is true.
Probably more so in more hours for me, because I know she got more faith than you. But
I don't.
Sheesh. Sarita. We're on the right podcast. That's why.
We're on the right podcast. Let's talk about that. Like, one thing I do want to always happen on this podcast is for us to be open and transparent.
Yeah.
So yes, let's just be open and transparent. That doesn't mean we have to go all the way left. As I was driving over here to record, today we're talking about, we're going to talk to you about our dreams, things that we've never verbalized before. But today I was thinking on my way here, like,
I have the first one.
Okay.
It's hilarious.
But listen, I was thinking on the way here, because we've talked about our vision boards. And for me, my vision board is like a safe dream. You know what I mean? Like, that's like
the American dream.
Yeah, the American dream. Those are, for me personally, the things on my vision board. I mean, there are some things that is like, but I still have God in a box in a lot of ways.
These are the believing boldly dreams and what he can accomplish.
Yes, this is like believing beyond anything I could ever imagine. Like, oh, wow, you're real. Oh, you're real. Like,
well, my first one was a joke dream then.
But it could still be, hey. But like I was saying on my way here, I was just thinking, I am very open on the podcast, but I'm definitely not 100% myself on this here platform. I'm not.
But you're growing into it.
I am. I'm getting more comfortable with this media, but I'm definitely not 100% myself.
Oh man, January.
You think January I'll be 100% myself?
January, you have to be 100% yourself with everything we about to get him.
Okay, so let's talk. What dream did you have that you had?
So my first big, huge dream was to be an R&B superstar.
Really?
Oh yeah.
In real life?
In real life. When we
for real.
For real. When we silent choir, so it was me, Christina, I think Juice, and I want to say Shannon. And we had a group.
Are you serious?
Yes.
This is not real life. Okay, come on.
Entitled The Constellations. I'm not joking.
Man, this is a great topic. Come on with
I'm probably the only person that remembers this, maybe, but who knows? But it's so like, I was gonna pop. Singing, like that was my.
Were
big
you
dream.
The leader of the group?
I don't think so. I mean, we was all kind of like. I mean, now eventually I probably would have tried to be, because
you would have shimmered your way to the front.
Oh, for sure. But yes.
Okay.
Like I remember I'd be walking up and down the street or whatever, and like trying to make up songs and stuff in my head. And this is before. I feel like this would have definitely been way before I started rapping, because we started doing silent choir before I was in middle school.
Yes.
Because I was a little small person.
I feel like I was in my early teens when we started.
Yeah.
So you were definitely,
because it was before MOBA, and so like
you
at least when we started. And there's pictures of us, like, because they have a picture where my face is swole up, and that's like that would have been the first year of middle school for me. So anyway, so yes, but yeah, that was my first big dream. Like I was gonna be a platinum selling R&B artist.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like you were 100% convinced that.
Oh yes.
Like there was no way it wouldn't happen.
No way.
No way.
No way. Like, because at that point somebody's gonna be walking down the street and
just notice this young cat singing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
That's how that stuff happens. Like, and
I'm laughing
I
at
promise
your dream,
you that was like the first thing that came to my mind.
I love the courage of your convictions. Like, I'm standing strong on this. Like, this is
like, man, it was like I remember being in my bedroom and everything else, and like singing these songs, and like I didn't have no real words to these songs. Like I would have like a nice little chorus. I'd think of like a run in my head that's probably not really a run that sounded terrible, but that was my thing.
It was, you know what? My dream, I remember being in St. Louis, and I've never said this out loud, but I remember, because I used to watch a lot of Oprah and stuff back in the day, I remember like being like, I'm going to be on Oprah one day. She's going to interview me. I would practice my interviews. It wasn't necessary.
Oh my God, you just made me remind myself of two more, but continue.
Okay. It wasn't necessary. I don't even remember what she was going to be talking to me about, but it was like, you need to get ready because it's going down. Much like you and your R&B singer dreams, like she is going to want to talk to you and you need to have your stuff together. So we were on the same page. Who knew? I had no clue that you thought the same thing.
To transition from that, you go from those interviews is MTV Diary. That's what it was. You couldn't have told me I wasn't gonna get one.
Really?
We had our camera, and like if you still had the tapes, like I know that me, Philip, Tremel, we did some. You
were
think
ready.
You know, but you have no idea. This is MTV Diary, or this is the diary of, and we do all of those things. And so at this point, like there was nothing you could tell me that I wasn't going to do that I wasn't going to have the BET making of the, or MTV making of the video.
Oh yeah.
That I wasn't going to be on MTV Cribs. Like we did a million of those where we would just walk through like, yeah, this is my little, like at 13, like, yeah, this is my kid car. Cause like on one of the episodes, like Romeo had like a small version, like it was a real car. It might have been like a go-kart or something, but it was like a small version that he could drive. And in my mind, I had made like child highways and all this other stuff that's like really dumb.
But it was real.
But like it was real at the time. And like so doing those interviews, like I've always thought about that. And it went Oprah because that when them shows came on, I was like, I'm out of here. Like this ain't got nothing to do with me. Like I'm out. But that used to be a huge dream of mine. It's just like that whole you think you know, but you have no idea. Telling people where I came from, showing people like this is the house I grew up in, and da 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 da. Technically, I can't do that now.
I mean, it's still the house.
It's still the house, but it's
been remodeled and changed. It's not it's still the house. It has lots of differences, but it's still the house.
You know. So.
As a quick aside, did you get a chance to go look in the bathroom of the house?
No,
I didn't either.
That was the one thing we didn't do. We were thinking about it, like, and it's just it was still too raw and difficult. Just to be honest,
it was weird to be in our childhood home, but yeah. And so I really wanted to talk about the dreams that we don't verbalize out loud.
I never verbalized those to anybody. Obviously, you did not know.
I had no clue.
I mean, like in my group of people, like I didn't share those things with y'all because entertainment dreams are always like the dreams that parents either feel like they know or just don't want you in the entertainment stuff.
Right.
But yeah, I have a couple. It unspoken. Because that was one, like that was all the MTV era of wanting to be in that kind of thing.
So let me ask you a question. Why do you think you didn't speak the dreams out loud?
Because I felt like mom wanted me to do something different.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the point
of speaking it out loud?
Because I ain't got no. If I wasn't gonna get the support, why?
Okay, I was just wondering because there are a lot of, and I don't think you should share everything with everybody, but my pastor has been preaching about fear and how we let fear hold us back, but we really need to be able to do it anyway, even when we have the fear. Like you can still have that fear, but that fear is just going to go on the ride with you. And so I've been thinking about that a lot for me in my personal life, because there are a lot of things that I don't do and I don't try because I am afraid. I don't like failure. I do not want to fail. I don't want to fall. So a lot of times I don't even try. And I know that probably sounds weird to you, and a lot of people I think would assume that I go after everything with gusto, but I don't.
No. And I do think, like, as you're saying that, I'm just an overly a steroid version of you. And the only difference is I'll try sometime, or I would try at the time. But if I wasn't immediately whatever I'm supposed to be, that's when I would go out.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm only a step further than wherever you were in that regard, because you could look at it objectively and know, okay, this is going to take, in your little smart brain, this going to take this many, I got to go here, I got to go there, and then I'm not going to want to do it. So I had another dream, unspoken dream, and you might not remember this. I wanted to be an architect.
I definitely don't remember this.
And Juice was going to be the construction worker that built the houses.
Y'all had a whole life.
I had a whole life.
That I had no.
And I wanted to design these really nice buildings and all these different things. But I mean, I couldn't draw really. I mean, I can draw, but I can't that was my interpretation, I think, at that point in time of being like Uncle Michael and thinking that the drawing and this art, I felt art had to be in me somewhere.
Right.
So I wanted to be an architect. And then the other thing that I was going to do was I wanted to be a lawyer.
I do remember
do business law.
Yeah. And
I never verbalized it in a big way. I had a plan and things that I wanted to do. But in every one of those dreams, I don't think I never commissioned them to God or asked them for these things. And said, this is the level I want to be at, and these are the things that I want to accomplish. I felt in those moments I'm going to do them.
Right.
But, as we're talking about these unspoken dreams, I would still capsulate it in a certain way. I would be like,
how so?
So rapping. I did that and still do that. But I would say to myself, well, I'm not going to be better than this person, or I'm not going to be better than that person. And I would get into this thing of just wanting to be the best me I could be, kind of thing. Which is what you should do.
Right.
But in that regard, I'm still holding myself to like, well, what is it you want to accomplish? You know, like, do you want this many Grammys? Do you want to also do this? Like, my thing was going to be entertainment, period. The big dream, unspoken or otherwise, is being in entertainment in a way of like, it's not just rapping. I want to act, and I want to be a great actor. Like, that was a huge dream of mine. Like,
is it still a dream for you
to be an actor?
Yes. Because we've been dancing around what our dreams were as children, but what unspoken dreams do we have right now? And so that's why I'm asking you.
The right now?
That's why I'm asking you.
Well, the right nows, I feel like I'm walking in that one. I don't think like.
So there's nothing that you haven't verbalized because I still see, I think the thing I'm pushing for myself personally, you know, I talked about my fear and doing things even when I have fear present, is that I limit myself and I limit God. Like I told you, I won't even do it. Like I won't even, because if it fails, then what? I would say starting the blog was that was my first like big push outside of my comfort zone. Yes, I am comfortable writing, but to put my writing out there for people to read every day and criticize, that was a big fear of mine. So I think pushing through that has made my mind open to, okay, so what else are you afraid to do? Or what other dreams do you have that you don't want to even try because you don't want to be considered a quote unquote failure?
Well, doing my own podcast was one of those things that was a push, because I had always done my podcast with TJ, and even though, you know, I would upload and do all the parts of it, it still wasn't my thing. Because at that point in time, you know, we were No Rhyme or Reason podcast, which you can still go listen to. We did like a lot of topical things, but at that point in time, what I wanted to do was like gaming and talk about anime or whatever, but that wasn't TJ's bag.
Right.
And so a lot of the time, like, we talk about Pokemon and stuff, but when I did this one for myself, and I finally did the Gray Area anime, and I continued to do it. You know, even when I have a week where we'd be off because, you know, I couldn't get something recorded or I couldn't get something up, to continuously keep doing it, to do the blog posts where I'm at like 50 some odd episodes or something. And, you know, that's a year's worth of content if you're listening one week at a time. That was a huge step for me because it's continual content. It's still something that I'm sitting myself down to do. And doing, and that's not something that I think I saw, you know, in myself. I don't know what it was about fall, winter last year for the both of us,
but it was on.
But it was like, I can't wait no more.
Right.
And, you know, this was a huge step for me. A big dream in terms of like encompassing all these things that's, I guess, unspoken, is the big part of it is to have this entertainment conglomerate, in this sense, to where I'm able to act, I'm able to put out albums, I'm able to write books, I'm able to do all of the talents that I have at the same time.
You want to write a book?
I've always wanted to write a book.
I didn't know this about you.
I told you like that. Oh, I guess because I was making it more so connected to you and your writing. But no, I wanted to write a book in elementary school.
Oh, fascinating.
Like, I wanted to write, you know, fiction, obviously, because I love my imagination. Like, grandmother used to read my the journal writings and stuff I would have for school. I would end up reading and writing this stuff to her. I'd take stories like Street Fighter. There was this game that came out called Rival Schools, which is a Capcom made game. And it's like an offshoot of Street Fighter. And so I was like, I made my whole little, in elementary school, I took basically all the characters and made myself the main character and other people like these metaphors of the other people. And, you know, I had this whole saga of how things would like grow, how, you know, these fights would escalate, and that was my thing. So being creative at the height and being able to be in all of those different pots is the ultimate dream for me. To be able to be, you know, to do dramatics and to do comedy and stuff. Like I remember when I first felt like, oh no, I can really do this, because there were so many talents that we shared that I felt were just yours, until I did them and was like, no, God bless me with these things too. So acting in your plays and doing a good job to where like a member of our church, Miss Young, who was known as Miss Smith at the time, every time she sees somebody, she tells people about this Christmas play I did in second grade. And in second grade, I did this play. My mom, my sister, my dad. This is one of the few loving family moments, all of us together, that I have of them torturing me. To continuously go over my lines. I did not like rehearsing. I don't like rehearsing. It's a weird thing. So, you know, and my sister loved this because that was her torturing of me in terms of remembering songs. So anyway, and I said torturing, but it was still
no. You were trained for this moment. Like I had done extensive work with you.
Oh my God. So I like, they'd be like, nah, what you mad for? Get that, you gonna say these lies, you gonna say them right. Like they're literally all sitting there. My three parents. And so I'm going back, forth. Rehearsals are terrible. You know, especially like Miss Young, she says all the time, like, I didn't know he was doing a rehearsal. I was like, I just did not know. And so on the day of the play, I don't miss a line. I don't miss a cue. I don't miss anything. I'm in the moment. I'm making people laugh. They're enjoying it as you would a kid's play. And we finish, and I say my last little speech, my last little line, and I come to the edge of the stage, and I sit down and, you know, end the play. I got a standing ovation from everyone that was there. And it was just like, at that moment, I remember wanting that. I need this.
Right.
Like not the standing ovation, but being able to act, learn something new. And it's like the bug was there. And so my big dream of that was like, oh, I was going to be the lead in the play every year. Next year I was not. I had like a line or two, and I messed them up because I was just like, this ain't even like what?
This doesn't even compare to the glory I had.
No, you know, in second grade. But, you know, I say all that to say like that's my huge goal, has always been entertainment, to do these different things. It's the reason why I pursued governor school so hard. It's because at that point, when I saw you do drama and do For Color Girls, I was like, I got to be in that. Like, I gotta get that. And you know, at some point, like when I just kept hitting the wall on these different things that I thought were the milestones for what it means to be growing in those things, I was like, I don't need it no more. You know, I was in the school play. They did a musical like one year, and I didn't really want to do it, but because it was like it was Sue School the musical, and I was just like, I can't sing, or at least not
Mr. R&B artist.
Oh no, by that point it was a rap, cause like
until that point you were the number one rap R&B.
Oh no, once I started rapping and I knew I could do that, and like,
you were good.
Oh, it was the thing.
I think it's important for every believer to not put God in a box and to not be afraid. There is healthy fear, fear that keeps you from being hurt, you know.
Or it's not even fear. I think that's discernment. It's more discernment to me. It's just God telling you no and you needing to listen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But I think there is healthy fear too. Like even a baby, you don't necessarily have to tell a baby that they're on the edge of something. You know what I'm saying? Like at a certain point in their lives, they are like, oh, I don't need to go that far. I will fall. Like I don't want to fall. Yeah. So there's that healthy fear, but then there's the fear that holds you back from being all that God wants you to be and all that he has put in you. And I struggle with that. I struggle with going beyond what's quote unquote comfortable for me.
What's your biggest one? Because you just woke up all the unspoken dreams that I've had. I don't know. What's your biggest one?
Like what's the ultimate dream?
Because you was going to be in movies for me.
My ultimate dream, like, this is how I know that life is great and life is wow. I cannot even, I would love to be an actress. Like, going to plays and seeing people in dramas, it like tickles my insides. Like, oh, I miss the stage. I miss being up there and making the magic happen. To be able to write full time, like to not do my day job, which I think my day job is like, it's just part of me. It's just who I am. I am a helper. I would help kids anyway. It's like it's a natural. It's something I lean towards naturally. But to be able to be a full-time writer, like, and live a nice life off of my writing, and I get to be an actress. Listen, life is full and complete then. Life is full and complete.
Complete. I had one more.
But I judge myself. It's been so long since I've acted. You know what I mean? Like, and people are great. People are like,
I know what you're saying, but you don't know who you were in your prime, I'm guessing. And you didn't really have a prime because that was just you being you.
And see, that's the thing. Like, I don't.
And it's still dramatic. Like, when I saw you in For Color Girls, that was hard.
Was it?
Hard. It's harder for me to watch Kanae a lot of the times because in my mind, she's a method actor. She's not, but that's how I would view her. So when she's doing these dramatic things, I'm like, I know where you're pulling from.
Right.
And so it would be hard for me to like watch because that's what would be flashing up in my mind and not just the character.
Right.
Whereas with you, that would normally just be like, whatever it is you about to get on this stage and be, that's who you are. So when you did For Color Girls, it was like, oh my God. Like, and it was emotionally hard because that's an emotionally hard play.
It is. It's like a weighty play for teenagers to be doing.
It's heavy.
It is hard.
It was,
but I really enjoyed it. Like, I was working with some talented, like, I mean, like, y'all bringing the heat and the fire. Like,
did Trakia was
Trakia
because I was like, because in my head I was like, because at that point I was like, oh, it's just in the family.
Yeah,
it's got to be.
Trakia is a colored girl too.
Dog,
we were both colored. I don't remember what color she was. I think I was yellow.
I think you were yellow.
I was yellow.
I think she was red.
I was gonna say that, but I wasn't 100%.
I think she was red. She wasn't green.
But anyway,
doesn't matter. But
we digress, as we often do. No, but I wanted to have the episode because
I got one more that's funny, but about the both of us that I had.
I want it to be a public challenge to myself to stop putting limits on God and me. Like, just do it. Do it scared. Do it afraid. Just do it, girl.
Okay. So technically this was going to be like a front dream for the both of us.
Okay.
We were going to have a library and restaurant.
We discussed, like, ideally what's an ideal world. That's when you were in your culinary bag, and I love books, and I'm like, you run the restaurant, I run the books.
And
book
here we
side,
go.
you know, you guys, you want some, go over to the cafe, get something, come
Yeah.
get a book and sit and have a.
And that like existed strongly within me. I was like, oh, there's no way this is not going to be
Who's to say that it won't
successful. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I wanted to
Yeah.
bring it up at the end before going into my whole spiel, because that was one that we shared. And it's like my big thing about restaurants was the only reason I didn't want to do it. And again, that's me limiting God and limiting what the structure of a restaurant can be for us. It doesn't have to be the same thing. The only reason I didn't want to do it at the time was because I'm like, man, everything I've seen, the time you have to put in, you don't get to be around your family. But he gave me the idea. And then like, if you're having a bookstore, I'm doing the whole thing with my family.
Right.
You know, so your family would be there, you know, in these everyday situations as you're hiring people and doing all sorts of stuff.
I was also going to say, you know, you can hire folks.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it all. So.
Yeah, but that was like, you at that point, like if
you
I'm
didn't realize.
I didn't realize, but I also knew to grow to that point and to like think of the dishes. And I'm real controlling over. I'm not handing off you making this sandwich. Like, you know, Miss Betty come in every day at 3:00 and Miss Betty likes her sandwich cut this. I do enjoy that amount of service. That's something that I love when I was working at a restaurant, was making sure this person's spinach was cooked right the way that they liked it. They don't like it if anybody else is cooking it because they know I take the time. I'm not just rushing it through there because we got all these orders. They know I'll take the time to get everything
the way they like
it. The way it's supposed to be. So.
Well, I pray that the listeners take the time to allow God to get everything the way that he wants it to be for them, and that
share
they don't.
Your dreams.
Yeah, share your dreams. Don't settle for less. Don't be afraid to verbalize it. You don't always have to tell everybody everything, but I think sometimes for me too, it holds me accountable when I tell my dreams out loud and I say my dreams. You have a right to hold me accountable to that and say, what are you doing to see some powerful changes in your life, sister? So yeah, that's it. I love dreams, and I'm dreaming more. That's it.
Well, there are dream posts every day over at BibleStudyGirl.com. Please go and check us out. You can also find us on Instagram at _BibleStudyGirl. You can find us on Twitter at BibleStudyGirl, 2, on Facebook at BibleStudyGirl. And then if you have any inquiries to be a guest on the Bible Study Girl podcast, send all of those to BibleStudyGirl2019 at gmail.com. And as you all will know, you may be saying it with me, it's not you preach, not they preach, not she preach, not they preach, but we preach.
And until we meet again, guys, keep preaching.